Hi everyone, this is Becky. Welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, please remember to subscribe, like, follow me on Instagram, as this helps the channel grow and we'll be on this journey together. So first of all, I'd like to take the time to tell all of you Happy New Year. I want to know in the comments below, what are you reading for the new year? If you visited my Instagram page, you probably know that I'm a book nerd. There's no shame in that. I give you my 5 book recommendations for 2023. These are books that I've already read, that I'm currently reading as well, that I'm finishing up. And I just want you guys to check it out. So I'll leave links for everything in the description box, everything I'm reading. You'll be able to check out and read these books for yourself. So the first book I'm going to recommend, if you're learning Brazilian Portuguese, which I am doing right now, the first book is really going to help you with your reading comprehension. So it's called Short Stories by Olly Richards, and what I love about this book is it has short stories that are divided up into different chapters. And once you reach the end of a chapter, there are reading comprehension questions, multiple choice to make sure that you're going to be able to understand what you're reading. There's an answer key at the back. And that allows for you to go back and see, hey, which one did I get wrong? And I just love how this book is designed. So anyone learning Brazilian Portuguese like I am right now, obviously the basics are like oi, tudo bem. You'll learn so much more than that. I've really progressed so much on my language learning journey. I still have a long way to go. I'm in the beginner stage, but this book is designed. These short stories are designed for beginners. So for someone like me that's at an A1 to an A2 level, going through this book and looking at multiple choice, seeing if I got it correct, where I went wrong, is very helpful. There's also pictures to go with the stories. This chapter I already finished. It's called O Cavaleiro, and it's about the knight. They also have these words in bolded letters, so words that you can add to flashcards on your phone or your iPad, so you can come and review all these words that they bold for you. And there's the definition, there's a glossary, so everything is really well organized in this book. And I think the problem for me in high school when I was learning languages is that it was really boring. There was no fun element. And for me, in order to learn a language, everything has to be really fun. So far, Brazilian Portuguese, I have loved learning it, practicing it with my friends who are helping me along the way in Brazil. So a lot of Brazilians are just very friendly people in general, so they make you want to learn the language, and they're happy even if you make mistakes to correct you. So anyone looking for a good Brazilian Portuguese book that are short stories but test your knowledge and has lots of multiple choice, really help your reading comprehension. This is focused on the reading comprehension part. The speaking you'll have to do on your own. So love this book so far to start off the new year with. Amazing. So the second book that I'm going to recommend is called The Little Book of Hygge. This one right here. This is the second one. Very cute book. So this book talks about the Danish concept of hygge. So if you don't know about this concept, it's an idea that Danish people have about comfort, well-being. This book tells you what hygge is, and they try to look for and identify what makes the Danish people be ranked on the list as the happiest people in the world. Right? What contributes to that? And the reason behind that, there's charts, there's pictures, there's recipes in here that I love. And it tells you, it shows you in little graphs. And you think about, if you look at a concept like this, how the Danes end up spending a lot of money on social welfare. That's why they have such low, let's say, poverty rates. That increases their the happiness in their country, right, on the social and economic level. So it has so many ways they break down what hygge is, what their country is doing, why are Danes considered the most happiest people in the world. And it makes you think, how do I incorporate the sense of hygge into my life? What can I do to add it? And it's cold where they live, and they still are able to come out happy and remain positive people. And there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to be said about that, and there's a lot that we can learn about this concept of hygge. So love this book. It's just really nicely set up. Pictures to go with it. So the third book I am going to recommend, so it has little notes that I've been making while I read it, is Persuasion by Jane Austen. So of course everyone knows about Pride and Prejudice, but this is for somebody who wants a book that is really nice that you can put on your bookshelf first of all. So I'm really obsessed with the Barnes and Noble edition of these special editions of certain books, because they're just really nice to just have on your bookshelf when the spine is showing. And it comes with this little ribbon that is your bookmark for each page. This is for someone looking for a romance, but an old school romance. So it talks about Anne and Captain Wentworth. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's a love story that you will be following from the start to end, because I think people in society have an idea of who Anne should be with. She's trying to figure out what's best for her. So at the end of the novel, she ends up making this decision all on her own. She goes with her instinct. So I think this is going to be one of those old school romance novels that is written classic Jane Austen style, but the added perk of being that you can gift it to someone who's an avid book reader, and it's something nice you can put also on your bookshelf. I love these Barnes & Noble special edition books. We have the fourth book that I'm going to recommend. I actually got this as a Christmas present, I would say about 2 years ago. And it's a coffee table book by Meik and Hess. And you leave this on your table. I have the one from Paris and the one from New York. And you can see there's like this gold foil. And I love fashion. I have a fashion illustration. And you just open these pages and they take you through very iconic stores in France where you should visit. So it's a great travel book that you can leave on your table, so friends can come over and flip through the pages and just look how colorful it is and beautiful. So Meik and Hess does a good job of illustrating all of that. It's just classy, elegant book. Something that I sit down and I just love to go through in the mornings. So when you're ready to go to Paris, you get to look at the fashion through the eyes of Meik and Hess and her beautiful illustrations. So not only are you getting a little tour guide of Paris and the New York edition as well, I have both, you are getting a little insight of places you should visit, fashion houses that are located there as well. So it's just a very beautifully illustrated book that's great on your coffee table. Friends come over, they want to read it, they want to know where I got it. So this is something I highly recommend as a gift, called Paris Through a Fashion Eye, and also the New York edition as well. I'll link everything down for you below. Well, if you see my Instagram, you would see me talk about this book before, called Lessons in Chemistry. I absolutely love this book. It follows this character, Elizabeth Zott, who's a female scientist, and she has to navigate her way in a man's world. And it's written very nicely, so you get flashbacks of what happened to her. If you do read this book, you must comment below, because the best part is when a neighbor comes over next door. Elizabeth Zott, the main character, decides to make coffee. Her kitchen is to die for. This is not your ordinary run-of-the-mill kitchen. It has so many steps just to make 1 cup of coffee. So her kitchen is transformed into a chemistry lab, which I absolutely love. Like, I want Elizabeth Zott's kitchen. This book is not boring. It grabs your attention. You want to read till the very end. And it's designed nicely too. So inside, it has a periodic table, which I love. I think it was very cleverly designed. Since she's a chemist, they put the periodic table in there, and you get to follow her progression from the start of the book to the end of how she tried to navigate through a male-dominated world as a scientist, which was tough to do because she faces lots of adversities. Then she's in a relationship, something happens, and towards the end, she has a child now that she has to fend for, and a cooking show. So you're getting everything you want in here. There's a little bit of tragedy, romance, adversity, and how she's able to come out of all of that. Use her mother's instinct also to provide, now try to find a way to provide for her child. So these are all of my book recommendations for the start of 2023. I'll be making more book videos for you guys. So if you've read any of these books that I've talked about today, please comment below. Let me know Did you read Lessons in Chemistry, one of the others? What do you think about them? And if you like this content, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment down below, and follow me on Instagram. Bye, you guys.